Luigi's Mansion 3 is such a fantastic game that I couldn't just make one video on it. Besides, it's Halloween month, meaning that I gotta do another spooky video. And today, I'm gonna be ranking the 18 bosses in Luigi's Mansion 3. Just a disclaimer, I'm not gonna be including Polterkitty, as it's more of like a mini-boss or a normal ghost, I guess more challenging now. Just because she's like a unique ghost doesn't make her a boss. Anyways, let's get into this. This is mainly based off of bosses' attacks, but it can also be based on their designs and like the kind of like mood they have. Number 18 is Steward. Steward is essentially just a normal goo, but he has a bellhop outfit on. You fight him in the basement. He's the first boss in the game, so of course it's going to be simple. He throws some luggage and suitcases at you, but other than that, that's it for the boss fight. Still a good tutorial. 17 is Cambria. Cambria comes from the Rip Sweets floor, and she takes Egad's suitcase, and you have to shoot your plunger, the poltergust plunger, at her, and you gotta pull the suitcase out, and that's how you defeat her. She's essentially like a maid. You can even see her flying around during the intro, but other than that, she's not that interesting. Number 16 is Dr. Potter. Dr. Potter can be pretty annoying, especially if you've like played the game and you know who I'm talking about. This guy, he's like this plant guy, and he has like this beard, so you can tell he's pretty old, and he has like this piranha plant like thing, and it lunges at you 3 times, but you can only attack it on the 3rd time when it attaches to a plant, and that's when you have to like use a chainsaw on its neck and destroy the plant, which is pretty brutal. You do this 3 times. It can be pretty annoying, but I do like the design of this boss. It's just the fact that like it was pretty confusing the first time around. Number 15 is Cruller. Cruller is the only boss in the game that you only fight with Luigi. You fight him in the cage area of the hotel shops. And what this guy does is he shoots the water pistol at you, and he's one of the early bosses in the game, and giving a tutorial for, water is something Luigi needs to avoid. It's still a pretty easy boss though, and you can never actually get a game over in it because Luigi can't actually die the way Luigi actually dies. Still, it's good for a tutorial, and I especially like his design and the way he keeps reappearing in the floor. Number 14 is Chef Flay. I used to call him Chef Bouyardi, I think that's a better name, but anyways, this is the chef, and you have to shoot either watermelon at him, or like the fruit you find, or all you gotta do is shoot your plunger at him, and then you gotta pull his frying pan away, and he spins around. That can be pretty difficult, but it is only on the mezzanine, the 2nd floor in the game. It really isn't that challenging, but still fun. Number 13 is DJ Phantasmagoria. This boss is the longest name, and it's one of the last ones. It's on the dance hall floor, which is kind of disappointing since it's such a short floor, and this boss is so easy, because you have to like defeat like these goobs who are wearing like this hip-hop outfit, which I think is pretty cool and funny. But then after that, it's pretty easy. She just throws these record discs at you. You pull her wig off. Pretty weird. It's still a very easy boss. I expected more. Number 12 is Johnny Deepend. Johnny Deepend, he's in this pool. He's this big bulk guy. Kind of looks like Kronk from the Emperor's New Groove. You fight him on the fitness center floor. What you have to do is you have to turn a switch off to, you have to drain the water with Luigi, but you gotta be careful to avoid his water attacks. Then you gotta shoot a volleyball at him on his face, and pull away his goggles, and that's how you defeat him. You only do this once though. I decided to cycle through more. That's why I didn't put it higher. I felt the boss is pretty short and easy. It's still fun though, and I like the music. Number 11 is Cersei. Cersei was by far the most difficult boss in the game for me. Cersei's on the Tomb Suites floor, and you have the huge like desert arena with the pyramid to fight her in. She has these desert snakes which chase you, these giant fists. So many desert bosses, giant fists. Anyways, you have to attack her by like making sure to avoid her snake's attacks and pull them away. She turns into a giant sand head. It can really go on for a while, and it was really challenging for me, but I still did like the boss in retrospect, even if it was hard. Number 10 is Clem. Now, Clem is this mechanic hillbilly kind of guy, and a lot of people don't like him, but I personally enjoyed the battle, because what you have to do is fight on the rubber duck, and you gotta shoot him into the spike while he's on one, then you gotta get up from the little pool area, and that's how you defeat him. A lot of people don't like it because they don't know how to control the duck, but the game shows you how to do it on the boiler works for it before, so I don't think it's that challenging. It's a lot of fun too, and I like the chase music for this floor as well. Number 9 is Booss, the only boss in the game that you don't fight in story mode, but instead Scraper. I decided to include this because it did feel like an actual boss, and it's basically kind of like a nerfed version of King Boo, And what he does is he creates lightning attacks on the roof, and obviously you're gonna have other players with you, so it can be hard to like find the right spot that isn't covered. And then he uses his tongue attack. He shoots the bombs that you throw into his mouth. You have to defeat him under the Booss. In some ways he's better than King Boo, but he is just still a side game boss and he isn't that important. I still enjoy him though. He can be pretty fun, especially with friends. Number 8 is Amadeus Geist. He's basically this Mozart guy, and what he does is he turns into his piano and he sends a bunch of chairs flying at you. He gets really angry at one point. You have to shoot bombs into the piano, and you have to suck the piano up, and that's how you defeat him. He's a really cool design, and although the Great Stage 4 didn't have that much variety, he's still a really fun boss, so you really enjoy him. Number 7 is King Mcfright, an early boss, but this is where things got really good. And this guy, he charges at you on his horse, and he tries to put his sword on you, like stab you with it. Pretty gruesome, actually. And you have this huge cardboard cutout of like goobs and other ghosts in the game in the audience. It's a really fun fight because of like the whole chasing idea of it. It can be short, but I do like it quite a bit. And I like the idea of his horse like not actually being a real horse, but instead like a fake one. It's overall quite a fun boss, and I really enjoy it. Number 6 is the skeleton T-Rex and Ugg. First, you have to shoot these giant fossils at this giant skeleton T-Rex. And when I was younger, I always dreamed of going to like a museum and fighting one of like, these T-Rex dinosaurs, or at least climbing on them. So I guess this game brings that dream come true, oddly enough. Anyways, once you get rid of the T-Rex, you fight Ugg, and he's easier since all he does is slam his club in the ground, and you gotta defeat him. You gotta suck him up because he's a big caveman. I do think it's a fun boss, especially for that T-Rex segment, how he chases you around. I like the music too. It's a big arena. Number 5 is Godzilla, Ghost, and Morty. Now, I do feel kind of bad for sucking Morty up, but hey, he's safer here than when the hotel crumbles at the end. Spoiler alert. The game's been out for like 2 years, so anyways. You defeat the Godzilla Ghost, and that's the actual boss before, instead of just Morty. And the Godzilla Ghost is just a normal goob, but he's in the Godzilla outfit with a funky hairdo. And you gotta shoot his fireballs back at him with Luigi. I think that's a pretty cool idea, and I like him. Number 4 is Nikki, Lindsay, and Jenny, or the Tricky Triplets. One of my favorite floors in the game, Twisted Sweets. And you have to defeat these 3. And it's kind of like, you know, like the mini game where you have 3 cups and there's a ball in one of them. You have to guess. That a lot of people play in real life, like they bet on. This is what this boss is. You have to guess which one is the right girl. Like, you have to pull on her pigtails, make sure she's not just like bombs in the hat. It really does work with the magic theme. They even shoot cards at you, and on the final phase, when there's only one of the 3 girls left, you actually have to be careful to remember that the lights are going to go out, so you got to be careful of that. And the initials for these 3, NLG, is Next Level Games, the company who made this, which I think is a really cool nod to the people who are behind Luigi's Mansion 3. Number 3 is King Boo. King Boo, like I said, is a more advanced version of Colossus, because he shoots the fireballs at you, he doesn't have the boos come at you, he fires bombs at you. It's pretty annoying the first time around if you don't know what you need to do, because you defeat him like 3 times with the tongue, like slamming him, but what we have to do is make sure to get the one with the right teeth, because he clones himself. There's even a timer in the final part of the final phase, which I don't really like, but it's still quite a fun fight, and it's a good challenge. And once you realize, like, which King Boo's the right one, that's when things get fun. Number 2 is Captain Fishhook. This is the boss for the Spectral Catch floor, which is like a pirate theme floor. And again, this is one of the short floors, which still is a really good boss, just like a Natural History Museum and a Great Stage. This guy is a lot of fun because you have to avoid like the barrels being thrown by the oozes at you, and he turns into a giant mouth, and on the final phase, it's on the side of the ship, and you almost fall into it. You have to like attach yourself to a plunger with a poltergust on like this target area, which is a really cool idea, and it's a really fun fight, and I love his design of the giant shark captain. Number 1 is Helen Gravely. This is the new boss for this game, and probably one of the most iconic ones. Helen Gravely, what you have to do is she has these laser beams, and you have to send Luigi underground, and you have to like hit the switches to get rid of the lasers. She spins around and flicks her mirror at you. It's a really fun fight, and I love her design, I love the music, I love the whole puzzle aspect. It's one of my favorite bosses in a lot of the modern Mario games. Thank you for watching, I really enjoy this game, and if you haven't played it, you should. Thank you for watching, goodbye.